From the Weather NorCal Command Center, this is your evening update. Your weekend weather update is made possible by Caltrans District 2.
Hey folks, good evening. It was a really nice day out there. Mind you, this is the satellite projected view and not a whole lot going on, right? Not a whole lot of cloud cover. I think we hold this for quite a while through tomorrow, looking just fine. No Monday blues. I think we start the week out pretty good. 2 thumbs up from me. But I do think we pick up more precipitation as we head deeper and deeper into the work week. The first signs of showers start to creep in, especially along the coast as we head late into Tuesday. Looks like some sprinkles start to creep into the forecast, and then boom, that system's coming through late Tuesday and then into Wednesday as it pushes across the North State, and that's whenever we pick up those heavier rainfall totals as this thing continues to push east with time. Snow levels probably hovering in the 5,000 to 6,000 foot range initially, and then those will be dropping through the week. So I think we're actually going to see those snow levels dropping towards Thursday, towards Friday. But you'll notice the precipitation becomes a little less widespread later in the week. So I do think it's kind of a double-edged sword, right? So the snow levels are dropping, sure, but there's not quite as much precipitation. But there is still some to work with. So we'll just have to watch that to see how that evolves, to see how those snow totals start to evolve as those levels drop there. Nevertheless, though, I think we're going to pick up quite a bit of rain when all is said and done with it. This is today through Thursday, so this is towards the first big brunt of that push. And check out those widespread rainfall totals down here in Humboldt County up through Del Norte County and all the way out towards the I-5 corridor north of Redding. I mean, we're talking 3, 4, 5 inches of rain plus maybe even some 6 or 7 inch rainfall totals in some of the more elevated spots of rainfall totals. So yeah, it's going to be quite a bit of precipitation here. Widespread throughout the I-5 corridor through the valley. We're going to be talking 2 to 3 inches of rain there. So all of us are probably going to get some pretty good rain. Then you head out towards Modoc County and the East Mountains. That's when you start to get more like, 1/10 of an inch, 1/2 of an inch. But nevertheless, going to be a soaker. We're holding steady with those above average rainfall chances as we head into the first week of February here coming up. Probably over the next 7 to 10 days or so, we kind of stay in this active pattern. Even through February 7th, you can see portions of the North State down through the valley. Above average temperatures are one thing, and then also above average precipitation chances in this time frame as well. So yeah, it's going to stay fairly unsettled. Now, I do want to mention this too, that cold air swinging in later in the week. That's why those snow levels are going to drop, right? Of course, we have this swinging in, warm air kind of at the precipice, but I don't think it's going to win out. I think this wedge is a little too weak, and then it starts to warm back up later in the weekend. But for a good while there, we're going to be talking 4,000 to 3,000 foot snow levels, right? I think as that lowers, we'll see how those totals evolve. Now, wave heights. This is a marine forecast. Really not seeing any huge issues, right? It's a little rambunctious out there. We're talking just at the precipice of double digits. You even see some spots along the coast, but as the system comes closer, late Tuesday towards Wednesday, that's when those wave heights will really start ramping up. But even in the meantime, through the next several hours, or at least the next 24, we'll be talking 10 to 12 feet there, so a little bit higher side there. But again, I think they'll be increasing as we head deeper and deeper into the work week. Here's your forecast lows for tonight. Widespread 50s across the area along the north coast. Check it out in the valley. Widespread 50s there as well. Siskiyou County in the 40s, and you get back towards freezing temperatures out towards the East Mountains with those 30s sticking around for your lows tonight. Now, if we take a look at the big picture locally for tomorrow and on the 7-day, well, you can see some 60s still sticking around in Trinity County. Not long for this world, though, especially as we head late into Tuesday and then Wednesday and beyond. That's when the rainfall starts to come back across the area in a more widespread fashion. On the coast, still seeing some 70s mixed into the batch there. Winds of the south, 5 to 10 miles an hour. Again, holding that for today. First signs of rain late Tuesday, lasting through the week. Cooling off, too, down into the 50s towards Thursday and towards Friday. Now, as we head up towards the north coast, up Del Norte County, very similar story there, right? You see some upper 60s, 70s out there by Orleans as well. But again, falling right back in line, getting back down into the 40s towards Thursday and Friday as that cold air takes back over Siskiyou County. Similar story there, of course, 60s and upper 50s in some of the cooler spots and higher elevations. And again, we'll be watching for the snow levels to drop Thursday and Friday down from 4,000 feet, maybe 3,500 foot range. There again, though, precipitation looks a little more anemic in that time frame, a little less towards Thursday and towards Friday. Out towards Modoc County, lower 60s, upper 50s across the area, falling back down to the 50s and even 40s towards the end of the week as that Arctic air takes back over. Out towards the eastern mountains, upper 50s, lower 60s out there, especially in the lower elevation spots, as is typical. Check out those 50s and 40s returning towards the end of the week as that Arctic air reinforces across the North State. Still flirting with 70 though, across the valley south, down towards Chico, down towards Willows, hopping up towards the Redding vicinity up by Lake Shasta. Very similar story there. Check it out, 68 there, Lake Shasta, 69 in Anderson. And again, it's 1 to 2 degrees of wiggle room you can kind of reasonably expect some 70s mixed in here across the area. But again, rainfall returning towards Wednesday, Thursday, and beyond. Maybe even some rumbles of thunder mixed into the batch there. Taking a look at the Reading 7-day kind of gives you a good picture of what all of us will probably kind of see. We'll see that warming for today with clouds and rain returning towards the end of the week and cooling off back to more February-like conditions by Friday. Mike will be back with you tomorrow morning and throughout the week to keep you updated fresh from the Weather NorCal Command Center. Take it easy.